Hi, Jubas, hi, I'm back with 41 Years of Mills and Boon as part of the Mills and Boon Cherish series. Okay, it's 2 in 1. Okay, right. So let's start with the top one. It's called A Proposal from the Crown Prince. Here we go. When Ballerina Posy escapes to Villa Rosa, her peace is shattered by the arrival of a gorgeous stranger on a private beach. There was a time when Crown Prince Nico would have charmed Posy into his arms and into his bed, but now needs a more permanent arrangement. Posy agreed to be his princess bride. Okay, so it starts out with Posy. Now Posy is in her 20s. She's a ballerina for a ballet company, and she's kind of stuck where she is. Okay, she's not going on in her career. She's not getting the good roles. She's not getting into Zell, all that kind of stuff, and she's kind of like stuck in the core. And her friends like, well, pretty much, I'm out of here. And one thing I did like about this book is that Jessica Gilmore, she does kind of capture the world of the ballerina quite well. This bit here, okay, right. This bit here. Posy wondered as Daria kissed her hand to the static orders to know all this rapture was for you. How did it feel to start in a brand new ballet, choreographed just for you, and had to have London at your feet? She and Daria had started ballet school together years before, as side by side, but the only two girls from their year to make it into the company, and now Daria shone right into the centre stage, while Posy remained firmly in the heart of the corps de ballet. Okay. So the fact is, okay, also people around her kind of like making moves of her career, but Posy just kind of stuck herself. Like this here, like, this is a friend, Elise, said, I'm going on a tour, I'm going to go see the world, okay? Right. And the fact is, okay, when people start making changes in their lives, it kind of throws her, okay? Right, this bit here is from Elise. I'm leaving, I'm joining a tour company. Posy spun around and stared at her friend in disbelief. You're what? Crowd dressing rooms, digs, a different small town each day, no paid holidays. Instead of the history, the reputation, why? To dance. Elisa simply, I will go in as first soloist. If I do well, I could principal by the time next year. I've been promised even a chance to dance Clara and Aurora this autumn. There's even a chance of Odia if I work hard. I deserve this. So the fact is, okay, in her industry, you either got to sink or swim, kill or be killed. In a way, okay, it is kind of brutal, but Posy she's very in her head a traditionalist. The fact is, okay, she won't go on like these tours, okay, to small theatres. Now those, okay, because I live in London, okay, and but the thing is, there's a theatre just down the road from me, the Beck, which does ballet there and tours there too. So, and the fact is, okay, is that Posy's quite judgmental, because in her head it's I'm not gonna leave this London ballet, even though I'm not going anywhere, just for the history and the prestige. But when it comes, okay, to kind of like other people see culture, which they wouldn't, she's a little bit judgmental. It's kind of like, well, you can't leave because here is where the history is. But hey, there you go. And then, okay, she goes and overhears a conversation which just breaks her heart, okay? Alright, it's a bit here. Is this from Bruno, who's like the head of the company? Oh, Rosalind Marlowe. Oh, you mean Posy? He's answered us for 5 seasons. Do you think she's ready for a featured part? No. Just like that, how old ended. He's an excellent technical dancer, maybe the best we have. I could see it as a coterie one day, and she would be a wonderful teacher. She doesn't have to fire the passion to step outside the core. So as Posy lacks fire and passion, she decides to take a holiday to her family's cottage, okay? Which, you know, which is a little good as little island, okay, right. And here we go. Right, it's called Lesora de Ferio. That's where it is, okay? And just take some time for herself and figure out her life, because it's going nowhere, okay? And then next chapter is Nico comes in, okay? Right, here we go. Right. So maybe Lesora de Ferio was like a prison, but at least it was a beautiful one. And it's straight towards the cliff path towards the Villa Rosa. It was easy to forget all the reasons he didn't want to be here, and all the reasons why he was tethered to his island home. So basically, Nico's going to this Villa de Rosa, because it's his, okay? However, Posy's been left it to her family in her aunt's will, who's recently passed away. Right, so, and the fact is, okay, is that Posy's aunt, okay, is mentioned, was the lover of the king, okay, previous, and so the king left it to the aunt left it to Posy, but never actually belonged to the king to start with, actually state property. There you go. So Posy basically goes for a skinny dip, and then she meets Nico. Okay, right, it's a bit here. Right. She should be outraged, possibly scared, definitely worried. This men have plainly been watching her dance, watching her strip, watching her wade naked into the water. He lounged there instantly, invading her privacy, never apologising, leaving her to the evening swim. He was looking at her as if he wanted to eat her. There you go. He should be outraged, but the clenched deep down wasn't fear. There you go. Right. So, because Posy goes for like a naked swim and dance on the beach, and then they have sex. Okay, it's all consenting. Basically, Posy in her head, Nicki just wants a release, and Posy just kind of wants like, maybe because her ballet company director called her like, she lacks the emotion, so she thought, I'm just gonna shag this random guy and take it from there, as you do, to prove that I'm not to no one. Okay. Right. Well, also Nico's situation, okay, is the fact is that he's actually the spare who became the heir as well. So after his cousin passed away, so he's kind of trying to get his head around that. He's trying to figure out his place in this because he'd gone from being a playboy prince to suddenly being the next king, and that's kind of a tempting thing. There you go. Nobody really felt at home here. He spent too much time alone in a family suite where his parents had jetted off to Paris, to London, to New York. Even when he'd been resident in the palace, they barely seemed to notice he was there. Too busy enjoying all the luxuries and privileges of royal life to settle for anything as mundane as private family life or playing with their sons. Luckily, being a firm favourite of his cousins and he idolized his grandmother, 2 years old with plenty of time. And now that one was gone, the other fading fast. So Nico's trying to find his place. Okay, right. And he obviously meets Posy, and then he has to go back to her because the thing is, okay, they have like this little meet cute tete-a-tete, okay, random hookup on the beach, and yet he goes back to okay because he's getting intrigued. And I did like this because I've actually read Noel Streatfeild, okay, this bit here. I'm looking for Rosalind Marlowe. Is she here? I just like this. This is a good detail. You're talking to me. I'm Rosalind. Wasn't shortened to Rosie. My family started calling me Rosie Posy. Then when I started to dance, I kind of lost the Rosie in a ballet shoes Posy fossil way. She was babbling. Great, not that matters. What do you want? I generally like that. I like that attention to detail. No, it's weird because I've actually read Ballet Shoes by Noel Streatfeild, which is a great book, by the way. And there's also a couple of dramatisations of it too. So that's a good detail I liked, okay, about the character's name going from Rosalind to Posy. So, so the thing is, okay, after Nico and Posy hook up, they went alone on that beach one day. Here we go. Tabloids. Right. Splash, screamed the headline. Prince Nico and mystery brunettes steaming up the sea. They were pictured by the paps having sex. Yeah, and the tabloids being the tabloids, and so Nico goes into overdrive having to protect Posy from this because obviously, okay, she doesn't deserve to have her life ruined by Kayla, perhaps by some guy, okay, she didn't know was the crown prince. That's just wrong, okay? Right. But the thing is, okay, is everyone else in the background is on this straight away. Everyone, okay, is like, we can do something about this. Get this. Right. Right. What kind of girl is she? Nico stared bewildered. Posy in what way? Parents, money, lineage, education, history. I don't know. We met last night in the sea. We didn't get round to win business cards. I'll find out because right now she's the best hope of turning this fiasco into a positive story, taking back control and selling you, the island, and this relationship into one positive package. What do you mean? It wasn't a one-night stand. It was an expression of love. Nico and this girl Posy, did you say her name was, have been dating secretly for months. Okay? So, Nico has to run back to Posy and basically say, if you don't, you're always going to be the woman, okay, who shagged the prince in the sea. If you don't, your reputation's in ruins, okay, let alone becoming a prima ballerina, okay, this is going to be a scar that's going to hang over you, Posy. That's just reality. So, get this. Right. Why are you here? This is when it comes out, okay, and Posy's phone's blowing up. Why are you here, Nico? To bring you to the palace to get the situation under control. She wants to stand by foot at his calmness. Under control, what do you mean? He looked at her, his face unreadable. I think we should get married, don't you? Right. Right. Get married? This was a joke, right? There was no hint of amusement in his hard eyes. That's ridiculous. We don't even know each other. Because he hadn't even asked her. Not a ring in the bend didn't made any difference, but at least you wouldn't feel like a problem that he needs to sort out. So Posy agrees to go along with this, okay, and they try an engagement. So basically, we're going to pretend to be engaged, right? And the fact is, okay, even within the house, Posy is, even okay, she's a bit of a scanner in herself, okay, because the fact is that, you know, she is the goddaughter of the dead king's mistress. Here you go. Right, here you go. And the fact is, okay, that it really kind of goes on about how these two are manipulating the media. Right. You're the goddaughter of my grandfather's mistress. We were photographed on the beach they used to throw parties on. Picture standing outside the villa he gave her. That makes a story. Makes you a story. I think it'll take more than puppy to change this narrative. Look, Posy, that seems drastic, but you lived a life of discipline. I don't think life as a royal woman would be chafing for you as it would for many other women. The way we have today, the lack of privacy and freedom. Right, there you go. Right. And suppose he has no choice, okay, but she does go along with this, and it is quite interesting, okay, because she really starts to enjoy the privilege, right? And the fact is, okay, that her sisters, this is part of a series, okay, where the sisters come into it as well. Is the fact is, okay, it takes a voice, a reality of being her sister, okay, to Portia to basically say, right, right. What was it, Marlowe? Are you engaged to a prince? I see the voice are taken in the pitch to a desperate only bats could be tolerated. That's it, I'm on my way. You've always taken leave of your senses. Right. Posy, I don't understand. 4 months ago you were too busy to come to your sister's wedding, and now you're not dancing, you're living on an island, even though you should be back in training. Right. I kind of like that, okay, kind of calls that out. The fact is, okay, that her world is in ballet since she was a child, but now, okay, it's kind of like stepping back from it. Right. And the fact is, the case is, Posy, even though she sits there and she's like, not making out she's not enjoying the privilege, okay, of this, she loves it. She starts to really, really love the power it gives her. Right. Right. And the fact is, the case is the fact is this Villa de Rosa comes into this quite a lot. Okay. Right. This bit here. If we were to go ahead and marry, then the villa can be my engagement gift to you, she said in a rush. And I think that's suitable. I mean, what do you buy a man who has everything he needs? Here you go. So what, if you get engaged, you get the villa back. But the fact is, okay, the villa's not even hers to start with. Okay? If we get engaged, I'll give you the villa as a gift. Well, hold on. That villa isn't Posy's. It wasn't her family's. It wasn't even the king's. It was the crown. And they want the land. So, the fact that she can say that I'll give you the villa if we get engaged. Well, hey. And also and this is quite sad as well. Now, this is one of the few rare Mills and Boone novels to actually have gay characters in them briefly. Okay. Now, the fact is, as I said before, poor Nico, he's trying to figure out what to be the crown prince is after his cousin died. Well, it turns out that his cousin, right, this bit here, is by Alessandro. Okay, Dix. What about him? He was at De Castro too. No one ever dated or set to tell the story? I mean, he was what? 31, 32 when he died and still single? There must be something scandalous. No, not really. Alexander fell in love when he was 17, and as far as I know, was completely faithful to the day he died. He was, but why on earth wasn't he married? I mean, if a complete commoner like me is acceptable, wife, it wasn't a she, was it? Guido, he confirmed. He's the captain of the guard. I introduce you, you'll like him. So the fact is, the case is that Nico is now the crown prince, but Alessandro, because in this like little principality, if you will, gay marriage isn't legal. Okay, fine. So Nico was going to abdicate. So Alessandro was going to abdicate. Nico's going to take the throne, but the fact is, okay, that Nico was just dragging his feet, okay, when this was going to happen. It was actually quite tragic. I mean, that is actually making a point. Now, this book came out in 2017, so it all depends on which country you are, okay, but say marriage is still quite a new concept to a lot of people, okay. And I said before, okay, Posy talks about, I'm ignorant, I know nothing about the way of royalty. She really, really doesn't. Now, you think someone, okay, who been in a ballet company will know a little bit, okay, about titles and how they work. okay? Right. I mean, if you're in like the Royal Ballet Company, okay, and you're surrounded by royals, okay, you wouldn't curtsy to a duchess before you curtsy to a prince. Right. This bit here. Right. This is your engagement will be announced with an honorary title. Hang on, Posy said, held up a hand. A what? An honorary title is customary when a De Castro marries a commoner. Practically sniffed the last word that she said. Commoner is given a title until the wedding, when assume a spouse's title. I believe you'll be a contessa. Right. But just while you giggle, what is that really necessary? What happened when she walked away? Was she get to keep the title, a unique souvenir of her engagement? She had to get a new passport. She bet that would guarantee upgrades on every flight. Melissa, works at the palace, didn't see the joke. Yes, it is a custom, I told you. Or if it's the custom. Penny managed not to roll her eyes. There were so many customs she was ignorant of, and Melissa loved to entertain her. It was the right way to wear her hair when she attended church in a royal pew, or a pastry she should eat for breakfast on which saint's day. Now, the fact is, okay, she's like, oh, God, is that really necessary? But then at the same time, is, oh, I'm going to get upgrades because I'm going to be a countess. Yeah, you see what I mean? Even though she whinges, okay, about the privileges, she's loving the privileges. She's absolutely loving it. Okay? Right. And then she uses this to get exactly what she wants. Now, in this principality, okay, there's like an old decrepit theatre, and Posy's like, well, of all the things that I, as a future queen, I need to kind of invest in, oh, I could do the arts. And she's walking around looking, she's like, oh, we can fix this up, we can make this pretty. Basically, she's making for herself. For herself. It's a bit here, okay? Right. I should choose this. I should choose the arts. I should try to get the money to restore this theatre and get touring companies to come here. That would be great for tourism, but I want discounted tickets for locals and performances for schools. At the same time, I should champion dance, music, and drama for people of all ages. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's quite funny, okay, because she's like, at the beginning, we're offended Elise. It's the, you're going on a tour, looking down her nose, okay, on people on tours. But now she's like, we want the people to come here. Oh, she's changed her tune pretty quick, okay? Right. And then, okay, there's this thing, okay, with Bruno, okay? Now, remember Bruno, back in the first chapter? Bruno was like, you don't have it in you, okay, to like, be a lead. Oh, but now, okay, she's going to be a royal. Oh, Bruno's straight there. Okay, right. I emailed Bruno, my old ballet master, to see if he could put me in touch with some of the best beauty advisors and the best way to go about starting the arts program. Well, he's come here for the ball, and he's brought some 30 students to perform as well. Isn't that amazing? Just turn up. Just turn up with your students, Bruno. Just turn up. Right. And the fact is, okay, Bruno starts to basically lick her toes because obviously now, okay, who's going to be, nepotism is so alive in this. Bruno's like, yeah, pick me, princess to be. Right. Right. Here we go. One day you make a great teacher, not now. You're 24, Posy. You have your entire career before you. Do you remember when you're in your year 3 and I brought you to dance on exhibition just like those children they're doing out there? Okay? Yeah. Right. 5 years ago, I promoted you and Daria straight into the company that week. How can you walk away? With this words, she couldn't admit to him that she'd eavesdropped overheard his damning words. He saw the company as a whole, wouldn't understand her motives, wouldn't think she'd walked away because of a selfish need to shine. Right now, back in the studio, still sweating from the class he taught, she didn't understand her reasons either. Life has changed for me, Bruno. Yeah, it's changed for you because you're really, really enjoying this. You are really, really enjoying this. Anyway, okay, they sort it out, and obviously, okay, the wedding is gonna happen. Okay, obviously, okay, there's a little bit like do we or don't we, but it goes, okay. And then I love this. I absolutely love this. This is how it ends supposedly. Proof, okay. The fact is that 80 is a bit of a hypocrite, okay. And the fact is that she is used her position to become a princess to get exactly what she wanted before she became a royal. There you go. Right. You look beautiful. It's the day of the wedding, by the way. Her father told her, even more beautiful than you look in Giselle. So, looked in Giselle. Is the name for ballet actually Giselle? I need to look that up. Right. I need to actually add something to that. Right. Posy squeezed his hand. Nico insisted that she went back to London for one last year to seize her opportunity to dance some solos and featured roles. A steady winter dancing bit passed and led to an opportunity to bigger dance roles over spring and early summer, culminating in several matinee performances as a co-written lead, including Giselle. She was leaving the stage behind her with no regrets, no dreams left unfulfilled. she gets exactly what she wants. She gets to basically end her career with the princess who danced on stage, okay, and then gave it all up to become a queen eventually, okay. Do you see what I mean? Posy likes this power, okay, that Bina will gets her, okay. She sits there like, oh, I don't really want all the privilege, the power, but give her a title, she gets upgrades, she gets to dance the leads, oh yeah, and of course she hooked up one night, okay, with a prince in the sea. Kudos. So, a poser from the Crown Prince by Jessica Gilmore. I laughed. Sign off here, everyone. 41 years of Mills and Boone. Bye now.